Hi guys, Every Knife Guy here, and I thought I'd just do a quick pocket dump EDC update for you for month of November 2015. Most things staying fairly constant at the moment, but there's a few little changes and a few new pieces of gear, so I thought I'd go over that for you guys. If you watched last month's or whenever it was, maybe in 6 weeks ago now, I said I'd finally made the switch and changed to this simple bifold wallet, small cheap leather wallet, to see if I could get used to this size. And really liking this. It fits really nicely in my front right pocket, which is where I prefer to carry it. And yeah, it's working pretty well. So I'm going to be in the market, I think, for a bifold that is actually something that I like. Maybe something a little bit cooler, nicer leather, or some sort of funky design. Maybe one of the recycled firefighter wallets. Although I really like his designs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up, Google it, or Instagram recycle firefighter. I really like his designs, but they're maybe just not quite classy enough for a lot of the situations where I'm using and pulling out my wallet. So I'm a little torn on whether I want one of those. But anyway, your thoughts welcome in the comments on those. My key dangler front right pocket carry setup is pretty much the same. A few little things changed. Still carrying my titanium key smart. Very happy with that. All my house keys and daily keys on there. I'm currently using the Night Eyes, what do they call this? Key rack. This is the stainless steel version, not the black coated. And I changed out these little S-binders for the stainless steel ones as well. On the second one here, we have Through Night TI3, still my everyday flashlight. Very happy with that. Might experiment with something different soon, but really enjoying that for now. Does everything I need it to, and it's super compact. Also on that S-binder, I usually carry a small Swiss Army knife. Here we have Alox Silver Classic, just the normal classic SD. You guys all know what this is. Small penknife blade, small file, flathead screwdriver, and of course the most useful tool of all, the small Victorinox scissors, which are just awesome. So that's always very handy to have on the keys. Super slim, and I really like the look of the silver Alox on this. Nice classic look. On the next one, we have a couple of things. A little waterproof capsule with $20 in it, just for emergencies. At the back, we have a Night Eyes doohickey little pry bar and bottle opener tool. And I did a video on this recently. I got sent these InCharge mini USB charging cables. And I did say to you guys I would carry it and see if I used it. So I actually find this works pretty well, putting it through that tool, because it's a magnetic closure. If you didn't see the video, it's just a very short cable with obviously the USB plug, and in this case a micro USB, or you can get a lightning. And it's basically two sides with magnets in them, and they just snap together like that. So I found they actually work really well on this Night Eyes tool, because it being metal, they just snap to both sides of it, so you can end up with this sandwich type deal here. But it's pretty secure in there, you're not going to lose it. And I haven't used it a whole lot. I've used it a couple of times. I film all my videos on my Samsung S6, so to transfer them to my laptop I usually just sit on the desk and plug it in. So I have used this a couple of times with that, but not a whole lot. I'll keep carrying it for now. See if I find any more situations where that would be useful. Truck keys on there, that's the last thing, and of course those come off and on depending whether I'm going on foot or in the vehicle. So that's the key setup. One other thing that changes on there is the Swiss Army knife, and I just picked up this identical to the silver one, little Victorinox Classic in Alox scales, Classic SD. Just thought I'd show you guys that. Beautiful blue color. So I've been carrying that a little bit as well, just for a little bit of variety. So those are the two options on there. Last month, or whenever my last video was, I said I started carrying a lighter again. Just a Zippo. I have a few Zippos, nothing too fancy. This very tasteful stripper one my wife gave to me on our wedding day, which I thought was quite nice of her. I don't know what she was trying to say with that, but we won't go into that story. And yeah, always useful to have a lighter with you, so can't really beat a Zippo. It's just classic design, very dependable. For my backup knife, I usually like to carry a Victorinox, and these are the Adventure. These are two ends of the spectrum. It's a very simple one and a much more complex one. The much more complex one is this, which is the Adventure, which has the benefit of being a locking blade with this slightly tacky but very useful little switch here to engage and disengage the lock. So it has the large blade on it. What else do we have on here? Can opener, small flathead. Sorry for the focus issues here, guys. And it has the cap lifter, large flathead. And what else do we have on here? That's it on that side, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, I'm not even on the camera. I'm just looking at this. And one of the best things about this tool, of course, is the 3D Phillips that it has on the back. And so you can basically use that as a driver like that. Or I guess that's a fairly good self-defense tool if you're so inclined. Obviously I don't condone that sort of thing, but yeah, when you look at it like that, anyway. And also has a little piercing stitching awl or leather awl, and that's quite a useful little tool for piercing or even drilling into bits of wood if you had to in that sort of situation. So quite cool. And of course this one being the I think these are actually nylon scales on this, camo nylon scales. It has scale tools, so it has tweezers and toothpick on that side as well, which is quite handy. And yeah, that's about it for the adventure. It's got the camo effect scales, of course. Now, whether you like those or not is very much a matter of taste. I think they look pretty cool. A little bit cheesy, but kind of suit this knife, I think. So there you go, that's one of them. The other one is the Victorinox Popular. Just did a video on this before I filmed this one. Not sure if it'll be up online by the time this EDC dump comes out or not, but it's a very simple tool. 84mm sack just with 2 blades. So it's basically the same as the more modern secretary. And just a nice red A-lot scales with the old cross there. Very, very cool little knife. Nice little bit of pocket jewellery, and also a very useful little backup blade for EDC tasks, letter opening, food prep, that sort of stuff. Those are the backup blades. Main blades, kind of taking a little bit of a trip back and using one of my budget blades a little bit more. This is the Kershaw Thermite, and a nice little assisted Hinder design folder. Show you that there. 3880 I think it is the model number. It's assisted, as I said, flipper opener or thumb stud. The bevel is a little messed up on this because it's been used quite heavily. It's still pretty sharp and quite a nice little knife. And what I like about this is I'm not a big fan of assisted, but the actual fold-up spring, the sort of the torsion bar, isn't really too strong, so you can actually fold it quite nicely and quite smoothly with one hand. So I'm a bit of a compulsive knife fiddler, so that actually is a bit of a feature for me, and you can deploy it with a spidey flick on the thumb stud there. So it's not too severe assisted. It's just a little bit of extra oomph. So quite a nice little knife to use for EDC tasks. Good ergonomics actually. It looks kind of like a brick. You know, it just looks like a kind of a straight slab. I think this is G10. Straight slab of G10, very pointy blade. Basically looks like a ZT that got squashed to me. But yeah, it actually fits really nicely in the hand. Some fairly ineffective large radius jumping up here. But yeah, it fits nicely, and it's pretty usable little blade. So that's quite fun to carry. Very slim too. Nice profile in the pocket. Not the lightest, but fairly decent for EDC. The other blade I've been carrying is one of my all-time favourites, is Spyderco Domino. Spidey hole or flipper deployment, of course. CTS XHP blade steel, takes a wicked edge. Lovely flat grind. Taiwan model. Titanium frame lock, of course. Super smooth. I got this one well broken in at this point, and it's just buttery smooth. Really nice to deploy any way you want. Spidey flick, thumb hole, flipper. Beautiful. Really nice to use. Quite a stubby looking blade, but it actually is full 4-finger for me. Nice thumb ramps there in the back of the leaf-shaped blade, and yeah, it just fits really nice in the hand. And it's really nice to carry and use and play with as well. So front finger choil is really nice on this too if you want to choke up a little bit. I actually started getting back into putting lanyards on some of my knives, so at the moment I have a little paracord lanyard here with a Schmuckatelli Fang Scuttle bead, black oxide version. Pretty cool little bead. And I'll probably show you some more lanyards in upcoming videos. So whether you're into lanyards, and of course it's a real dividing thing in the knife community, but it's something I can really enjoy on some knives and not at all in others. So it's very much a knife by knife thing for me. So That's where I'm at with that right now. And last but not least is my phone, which is a Samsung Galaxy S6. This is an S4 Mini, which is doing the job of standing in and representing the phone for you. So this is pretty much an exact representation of what would be in my pockets at any one time. The only difference being, of course, it'd only be one of these two and one of these two. So, for example, we could get rid of that, and that would be exactly what I'm carrying at any given time. So, hopefully that gives you an idea of what my EDC is, and yeah, it's always quite fun going through the gear, and I'll make another one when I get some new stuff. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back with more videos soon. Have a great day.